He was not my real dad, but he completely changed the laws of an entire nation just to keep me alive. Because of him, I experienced the most heartbreaking and beautiful love story of the entire 21st century. But long before all that happened, I was just an ordinary white stork soaring through the sky without a care. Back in 1993, disaster struck when a hunter shot me. I stood there bleeding, thinking my life was completely over. Then he found me. My new dad gently carried me to his house and patiently cleaned every single wound I had. He quickly realized my wing was shattered beyond repair. My days of flying in the open sky were forever gone. But he never gave up on me. Every single day, he massaged my stiff legs to help me heal faster. He woke up early every morning to catch fresh fish for me so I could still eat like a wild stork. Knowing I hated the dark warehouse, he climbed up to his roof and built a brand new nest just for me. He even built a wooden bridge so I could walk up myself. That was the moment I stopped feeling like a burden. I started following my dad everywhere he went. The passenger seat of his car literally became my exclusive VIP spot. For 8 straight years, we relied entirely on each other. He even gave me a beautiful name, calling me Malina. Then in the spring of 2001, an uninvited guest suddenly landed right on my roof and completely changed my life. Dad was on high alert at first, but this fearless guy just kept circling around me, trying to win my heart. I had never been pursued like this before, and I completely fell for him. Dad watched us and happily smiled. Dad knew my wing was broken, but this guy did not care at all. He knew I found a good partner. Dad named him Jack. Jack immediately got to work and expanded our nest to make a massive wedding room for us. Soon we welcomed our babies and the nest became wonderfully crowded. I was living the absolute happiest moments of my life. I really thought this perfect happiness would last forever. But then Jack suddenly took the kids and flew away without me. I was left completely alone on the roof. Dad was furious and called Jack the biggest jerk in the world. I stopped eating and drinking entirely. Dad was heartbroken watching me suffer, so he had to force feed me fish. He took me for walks to distract me. I was so depressed I could not even watch my favorite animal documentaries. But the next spring, a familiar figure suddenly pierced the sky. Jack was back. I just wanted to hug him. Dad looked it up and realized our species must migrate to South Africa every winter. It was just his natural instinct. Normally, male storks find new mates during migration, but Jack never did. He bravely returned to me every single year. These short separations only made our love much stronger. We quickly had more adorable babies to fill our warm nest. However, saying goodbye every winter became a cruel routine we could never escape. But one year, Jack changed his plans. He refused to leave with the kids early. He waited until the bitter winter chill arrived before finally flying away alone. He was always the absolute last one to leave and the very first to return just to spend more time with me. To see me, he flew over 14,000 kilometers across two entire continents. We kept this up for 20 years. But in spring 2017, Jack did not show up in March like he always did. Dad started panicking and checking routes. He realized Jack had to fly right through Lebanon. That place was a massive death trap filled with ruthless poachers. Desperate to save Jack, Dad took one of his fallen feathers and crafted it into a special writing pen. He wrote a letter detailing our 20-year romance and sent it to the Lebanese president. That letter literally changed history. Our story went super viral worldwide. New laws were actually passed to protect migratory birds just because of our love. But Jack was still missing. A camera was set up by my nest broadcasting our anxious wait to the whole world. Then suddenly, that familiar silhouette appeared on the live feed. He came back completely covered in blood, but standing incredibly tall. Nobody knows what horrific things he survived out there. All I know is that pure love guided him back home. We raised 66 children together. In 2021, I finally passed away from old age, but my incredible Jack still flies back every single spring without fail. He lands right at my resting place. He and my dad just stand there together quietly, keeping my memory totally alive. Jack spent 20 years crossing oceans to prove his devotion, while my dad spent 20 years protecting me. People were so moved, they turned our incredible romance into a stage play to celebrate our absolutely unbreakable bond. We birds cannot speak human words, but we showed the entire planet what true dedication really looks like. They say mountains and seas separate lovers, but for us, those mountains and seas were meant to be crossed.